in 2008. My first degree is from Nigeria, originally from Nigeria. And I got my first degree in the year 2005, all in the field of computer science. So that's the brief about me. I worked for some time in Nigeria with the government before moving to the UK for my PhD and postdoc. So the agenda for our talk today is based on 4 sections. First, I will introduce the topic, a kind of introduction of what we are going to discuss. Secondly, I will talk about career path of some select fields in computer science. And then I will talk about skills development. And lastly, we'll talk about job hunting. Job hunting being the ultimate goal of what we want to achieve at the completion of the PhD. So this table shows the different career paths that one could take after graduating with one of the degrees that we teach here at the University of Hafr Al Batin. So you can see that, if you graduate with computer science engineering degree, these are some of the career paths that you could take. This is not an exhaustive list, of course. You could decide to become other things. If you graduate with a cybersecurity degree, these are the different courses that, or different lines of career that you could take. Of course, in computer science, we can see software developer, web developer, software engineer, database administrator, network design and management, AI engineer, and so on. If you finish with a degree in security, you can choose to become cybersecurity specialist, vulnerability assessor, forensic and cybercrime specialist. You can even become network security analyst, and so on and so forth. There is a lot to take from there. If you finish with a data science degree, you can decide to become a data scientist, a data analyst, a data engineer, data architect, and so on. And if you are in software engineering, you can become a software developer and designer. You can also become a software testing engineer. You can become a system programmer, and so on and so forth. Excuse me. Now, where do you fit in all this? There are 2 things to look at. So the professions I listed in this table, they are direct career paths that you could take. So if you finish from one of these degrees, you can take any of these career paths to specialize and develop yourself. But we should understand that just because I mentioned these different fields under, say, computer science engineering, doesn't mean if you finish with cybersecurity or data science or software engineering, you cannot take any of this. Of course, it will be a bit difficult for you in comparison to one who finishes with computer science and engineering degree, but you could still decide to do that, to take any of this. Similarly, if you graduate with computer science and engineering degree, or you graduate with data science degree, or you graduate with software engineering degree, you can choose to become one of the specializations under cybersecurity. There's a possibility for you to do that. All you need is to take some trainings, which I will discuss in more details later in the workshop. There are also less direct career paths. So these are they are professions that are related to computer science or IT, but they are not necessarily what you have studied here. So you can become technical sales representative of a company, you can become a market research analyst, you can become a digital marketer, and so on. And then these roles, you can take them with a government agency, maybe in a private sector, in an international organizations, in academia, so for instance, university or some institution of learning. These are also options that you could have. You may also decide to start your own company. So rather than working with any government, you can start your own company and start providing services for either to government or to private institutions. So this is a brief overview. And now I will take some of this field and discuss them in a little bit more detail. So this is not exhaustive. I'm not taking everything here. I just take one profession in the different fields and just give it a bit more discussion. So take, for instance, we have under software engineering and even computer science, we have software development. Okay, this is one career path that you can take. You can also become a network engineer if you want to. You may also opt to become an AI engineer, a data scientist, or a cybersecurity specialist. Okay. So it's easier if you finish with a degree in data science to become a data scientist, for instance. But it doesn't mean if you finish with cybersecurity degree, you cannot become a data scientist. There are ways to transition to these different fields if you find them of interest, which we'll discuss later in this workshop. Okay, so let's take software development professional first. If you want to become a software developer or software engineer, you want to specialize in the field of software, the software development field deals with building programs, writing them, even developing operating systems for computers and consoles. So maybe you can become a game developer, write computer games, or write systems like simulation systems, or write programs for augmentative reality or virtual reality, and so on and so forth. So that's one field that you may decide to take. And the skills needed in this field include designing, building, testing, and developing computer programs. If you want to become software developer, you surely need to have programming skills. So you need to build your programming skills. And later we will discuss how to go about building our programming skills. Okay, I haven't asked, can you see my slides clearly as I continue? You may just post a message if you do. Uh, can you see my slides? Yes, okay, thank you. So the work environment, if you become a software developer, you may work in industries, software publishers, so companies that build softwares for others. You may work in finance companies like banks. Banks keep on improving on their softwares all the time. You may work in insurance companies. You may work in companies that build or manufacture computers as well. You may work in healthcare, you may work in government, engineering, manufacturing, and all sectors of economy and social life. So our life is largely digital today. We cannot imagine any aspect of our life that does not involve some software that simplify the work we do and make life easier. So there will always be demand for people with software development skills. When I checked on PayScale is a website that gives you an average salary that someone earns in a particular field or in a particular profession. And they said in a year in Saudi Arabia, software developers earn up to 100,000 riyals per year. So if you divide that into 12, maybe somewhere around 8,000 to 9,000 riyals per month. The demand for them is very high because they are necessary for the digital transformation and innovation of Vision 2030. The whole idea of digital transformation and innovation of Vision 2030 needs a lot of software developed to be realized. The Other example of profession that you can take is network engineering and administration. So there is a difference between network engineer and network admin. But generally, if you look at them together, they are responsible for designing and setting up networks and ensuring that everything's in an organization. Every day you come to the university and connect to, say, staff wireless LAN or student wireless LAN, send emails, communicate with other students, or even log into your Blackboard or SIS. For that to happen, there has to be some network engineers behind the scene doing all the work and ensuring that everything works. Also, when you log into your email or you log into your Blackboard, you have a username and password, the creation of the username and password, and so on. These are all ensured by network administrators and sometimes system administrators. Now, the skills you need, network administrators are usually the ones that manage the day-to-day running of the network. Every time you have connectivity issue on your network, there must be some network administrator trying to ensure that everything is working as it should. But before you get to network administration, you have network engineers that design the network, set up everything, connect the cables, connect the routers and the switches, and ensure that everything is working before they hand over the day running of the network to network administrators. Again, just like software developer, network engineers are needed in almost everything. Actually, usually when someone builds a software, they submit it to the company and the company starts using it, and they may not need the software developer for some time until when it is time for upgrade or there is some problems. But for network administrators, they have to be there all the time to ensure that the network is going. Their salary also, according to PayScale, again, PayScale is a website that reports average salary for different professions. They said that people in this field could earn up to 97,000 reals per year for network engineer and around 83,000 reals for network admin. What you should know is when we say average, that doesn't mean that when you get a job today, you will get the same amount, but you may get something lower or even something higher, depending on the company that hires you. And of course, network engineers are needed for Vision 2030 of Saudi Arabia. And the fact that you are connecting to this workshop, listening to me, it's made possible by the internet connectivity that is available to you, which is made possible by network engineers. And then we have AI engineers. We all know about AI revolution today. Many companies are including AI in their day-to-day life. So AI ranges from the chatbot that talks to you, automatically responding to your queries and answering your questions. There may also be, perhaps some of you have some, I mean, AI Hoover, vacuum cleaner that automatically cleans a room every time it becomes dirty without anyone prompting it. It just sees that there is a dirt in the room and it cleans it. They are becoming more and more relevant, and they are becoming highly in demand. Now, prior to now, if you set up a company or you have a kind of setup, a company or a government organization, maybe for your accounts, you just need to get a Microsoft Excel to do all your accounting for you, to do all your financial analysis for you. But later on, when companies develop, they realize that we need to build our own software. And in now, every company always wants to have its own software to perform accounting requirements that the company needs. Now, similarly with AI, at the moment, when someone wants to use AI, they may go and pay for subscription with ChatGPT or any other company to perform some analysis for them. But in the near future, the companies will start needing engineers to build their own AI systems for them. So you may have some peculiarities that is not covered by the general systems, and you will get some engineer to build it for you. So there will be demand for AI engineers in the near future. And if you are able to make yourself proficient in this area, you will surely be in a high demand from the companies. Another profession is data scientists, usually people that handle data. There is a popular saying that data is the new oil because every company generates data and most companies don't know what to do with it. But gradually now, companies are employing the services of data scientists to analyze this data for them.
You're talking
And
Arabic?
no, I'm talking in English. Or it's in English. So many companies are hiring data scientists today to analyze their data for them and drive some insights from the data. These insights were not available to the companies before because they had no they had no skills to analyze this data. But with the availability of many data scientists now, companies are actually gaining a lot from the data that they generate. And lastly, another question that you could look into is cybersecurity specialist. These are, of course, in a demand. In the world of crime today, every company requires a cybersecurity specialist to ensure the security of its data and information, and ensure that nothing gets out to the people out there. For that reason, there is a high demand for people with cybersecurity profession. Now, this is just a tip of the many things that you can become. Of course, in the introduction chapter section, I have give you a list, and this list is not exhaustive. You can actually have more than this in the real life. Now, all these professions that I have mentioned require you to have some certain skills for you to be able to become proficient in them. Of course, the process of owning a degree is a step towards becoming a proficient in one of the different fields. But just having a degree from the university is not enough for you to join the the workforce and become really good in what you do. Of course, professionalism comes with time and proficiency also comes with time. But there are some steps that you could take, which I think is the most important thing about the workshop today, and what I hope you will get away with after this workshop. The steps that you need to take to develop your skills and become proficient in one of the areas that are of interest to you. And I think you can achieve this using these steps that I'm going to discuss here. You may do all of them, or you may do some of them, depending on the needs or depending on the goals that you have and the target that you set up for yourself. So the first thing is self-development. So you use all the available resources online, be it YouTube, MOOCs. MOOC stands for Massive Open Online Companies, which are basically companies that provide courses online for students to learn. You may also use websites, you may use vlogs, you may use textbooks, you may use any resource available to you to improve yourself. So that is the first way of developing these skills apart from what you have learned in the university. The second thing you need to try to earn is professional certificate. So all the courses that I have highlighted in this workshop, in these slides, they are associated with some professional certification exam. And I will discuss in more details later. You may also opt to earn a master's degree. Master's degree is also another way of becoming more proficient in your field of study. And you may also do an internship. Internship is like uh, which you do during your degree. But internship after your degree could last longer as we will talk about in a few slides. So the first thing is self-development. Now, when we talk about self-development or self-education, it's a way of teaching yourself how to do a lot of things. I believe as a student, especially for students who are in maybe level 7 or level 8, or even students that are in lower levels, you must have learned something by yourself in trying to uh, complete a homework, especially, or in trying to do a project in one of your courses. Now, self-development is very important. You may realize later in life, especially if you go deeper into IT profession, that majority of the things you learn that you apply at work are things that you have actually spent some time learning by yourself. You may be guided by a teacher or an instructor, but you must have put a lot of effort yourself to learn about new things and, excuse me, you must have put a lot of effort to learn about these new things and also to become proficient in them. So how do we self-educate? Now, there are some questions here that are important for you to answer. So assess your goals and needs by answering the following question. The first thing is, maybe I want to become a AI engineer, an AI engineer. Okay, so I need to ask myself, what are my SMART goals or SMART objectives? SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals. Okay, I want to become an AI engineer. In 2 years, I will be able to program, write AI systems, or utilize some AI API on my website, and so on and so forth. I need to set that goal and also set time to achieve that goal. I also need to understand my strengths and weaknesses. Some students are very good in programming, some are very good with database, some are very good with writing, but they are not good in mathematics, or they are not good with things that has a lot to do with logic, or maybe they are not good at programming. You need to assess yourself and know what you are good at, know what is easy for you, and know what you find difficult during your degree. And also understand your learning style and preferences. What times do you find, what are the periods of the day that you tend to learn better and tend to assimilate more information from what you read or what you practice? What are the challenges and opportunities that you face? And then you explore the different types of tools and resources available to you. As I mentioned earlier, like books, podcasts, courses, coaches, mentors, and so on and so forth. And then utilize YouTube. YouTube is a very important learning resource and learning tool. There are, of course, many videos to waste your time on YouTube, but there are also thousands of videos that could be beneficial to you. There are courses that people have compiled into a list of videos on YouTube that you can follow to learn entirely new technology that you have not known before. And also, when it comes to self-development, also try to talk to a mentor for guidance. Try to get someone to guide you. So it could be your instructor, it could be your university advisor, it could be your manager at work, it could be someone who is in your field who knows more than you about, excuse me, about that particular field. Now, the second thing, and very important, is professional certifications. Now, professional certifications in the field of computer science and IT are a very great way to demonstrate your skills and knowledge to potential employers. Employers tend to value, especially if someone already has a degree, employers tend to value professional certifications more then they even value the degree that you earn. So if someone wants to work in, say, the networking field, okay, he may get a BSc or BS in computer science and engineering, which means he has taken some courses in computer networks. But if you submit a certificate like CNA, Network Associate certificate for network engineering, the employer will have more confidence in your abilities than when you show them that you only have a degree in computer science. Similarly, if you want to work in a kind of software development environment, one way of demonstrating that you have the technical skills is to have a certification in that field, or you may also have a some projects that you have published on GitHub. So for software engineers, it's always important that if you build a software or you build a website or anything that you build that involves programming, to publish it on GitHub, and you can show potential employers that you have it. So for software developers, there are many certifications. One of them is Certified Software Engineer, which is from ICCP. For network engineers, there are Cisco certifications. For AI engineers, there is Certified Artificial Intelligence Scientists by Artificial Intelligence Institute of the US. For cybersecurity, there are Microsoft courses. For data scientists, there are IBM courses, certifications. And this is not exhaustive. For each course you take, there are many certifications that are available. What is important is if you want to work in a particular industry, you need to visit the websites of companies in that industry and see what kind of certification they require. And based on their requirements, you develop yourself to achieve that particular certification. So for instance, if you want to work in, say, telecom industry, you want to work for STC or Mobile or any of these companies, you go to their website, see their job posting, and see the kind of certifications that they require. And based on that requirement, you tailor your study and your development to achieve those particular certifications. If you want to work in AI, or if you're interested in AI, you can look at the companies that hire AI engineers and see if they require any certification in that particular field. Now, how do you acquire these certifications? Number one, training is essential. It's very important to receive some training in the process of acquiring the certifications. Certifications are generally not straightforward. They are not easy. Their exams are generally difficult, and a lot of effort needs to be put in preparation to write the exams to achieve one of the certificates. Now, as Saudis, you have a very big advantage. You can utilize the Saudi Digital Academy RISE Scholarship Program. RISE is a program whereby Saudi Digital Academy, SDA, created a partnership with Udacity, and they offer fully funded nano degrees to provide training in the latest tech skills. Any skill that you can imagine is provided by Udacity, or I will not say every, but many skills training for acquiring skills are available. The program offers you the opportunity to choose your path, your track, what you want to major in, what you want to specialize in. And it's also divide the course into different levels. So you have entry level, you have mid-career level that you can take. And I will advise you really to go to this website. I will make these slides available to the community service unit. I believe they will have a way of sharing them with you. If you go to this website, maybe we can go to it now. Let me see if I can. Let me share uh, my whole screen so that I can go to the website with you. So if you go to RISE website, you can see that you can apply for different degrees. So you can go into specialization. Okay, so you can apply for the youth path, the path designed for young individuals looking to start their tech career. This is probably where you want to go into if you are new, and read about the different specializations. You can see cybersecurity, data analytics, cloud computing, and freelancing. There are many trainings available that you could do, and I will advise you really to visit the website and try to take advantage of the trainings that are provided there, and they are for free. Okay, for Saudis, they are for free, and have a 4-month self-guided learning journey, and you have cohort of scholars that you can work together with. Okay, so that is one. Uh, with regards to training, I think this is the best way to start. Now, apart from this, there may be some trainings that you not find on this website. Okay, not everything is available in the RISE platform. You may be interested in some fields that are not available there. So I will advise you to look for this training online, or you can actually go to the colleges that offer them, maybe in Riyadh or Jeddah or somewhere, or even outside of Saudi Arabia. India is a good destination for taking professional certification. And the good news is this Saudi Human Resource Development Fund actually reimburse any Saudi citizen who passed one of the professional exams listed on their website. So if you go to this website, they have a list of many professions that they, if you acquire a certification in them, they will pay you for the training that you have taken